Price has been rallying against the market for the last few days, leaving so many people wondering what in the world is going on. Well, I'm actually picking up on a pattern that Solana has done multiple times over the last few years that could imply what its price is going to do next. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get into the video. So looking at Solana here, I mean, it has been absolutely phenomenal what it's accomplished. I mean, just in the last 4 to 6 weeks, being able to put in a move of over 125% is absolutely outstanding. Now, this isn't surprising to us, and you know that if you've been on the channel for a while. We've been buying more and more Solana. My average cost on Solana is at $25, $30, maybe a little bit higher now, and I'm still DCAing into Solana because I still believe it has a lot more room to the upside to go. You guys know HG Algo is the indicator that myself and my company designed to basically tell me, hey, this is a good time to buy some Solana or not to buy some Solana, and you can see what it's done. DCA plus. This plus means the DCA in to buy some Solana, and you can see all of these moments in time that I was buying some Solana because I knew and I thought that its price was going to continue towards the upside. But with that in mind, obviously, what we're seeing right now is our positions doing extremely well. A lot of bullishness. We're seeing meme coins in the Solana world going insane. You guys know we've been following tips for a while now. This thing pushed up to a $6 million fully diluted market cap, which is great because it is one of our top meme coin picks for Solana right now. I mean, things have been going absolutely insane, but I do want to issue a bit of a warning. What we're seeing from Solana at this given point is that, again, its price has now gone vertical. And although things do feel euphoric, they're getting to a point in which it's so overextended that the likelihood of some type of cooldown or pullback is extremely high at this point. And so what you're going to need to be on the lookout for is a pattern that Solana has made on a consistent basis for the last few years that will imply when that pullback or when that cooldown is coming. And at that moment, you can be prepared for it to happen and it won't spook you at all. What I want you to pay attention to, just to kind of give you a hint of what this pattern looks like, is all I want you to pay attention to is the highs that we've put in throughout this move to the upside over the last couple of weeks. Let's draw out some straight lines on them. So we have this high, we have this high, we have this high, and we have this high. Okay, let's go with that. And do you notice a pattern? The pattern that Solana follows is that every single time it breaks a more regional micro high, just like this, right? It breaks through that high, it comes back down to back test and try to flip that previous point of resistance into support. And if it successfully can do that, the likelihood is that it's going to continue to the upside. And what you can see here is, look, we got this back test of support. We even came back down a little bit lower, but we put in this inverse head and shoulders. We recovered that previous point of resistance, flipped it, back tested it again, and then continued straight upwards. Once we did that, look what happened. We cleared this high now. We break above it. We go sideways a bit. We pull back down. Look where we got the closes. We were closing on top of this previous point of support, or this previous point of resistance, now flipping into support. We even got a wick down to this previous point of resistance and flipped this into some support. So back testing these two micro highs. We then use that support to work our way back up. We clear it. We come back down to where? We come back down to this high right here. Maybe any of you want to call it this high, right? Let's say that. You can see what happened. We came back down, we back tested and back tested, established support on top of these previous points of resistance, and then continued upwards. And I do believe this pattern will continue because we've seen Solana do this over and over and over again in 2021 and 2022 and 2023 and 2024. It happens consistently, and that's a good thing. When you've watched Solana multiple times a week for the last couple of years, you pick up on things like that, right? And so because of that, again, what I'm noticing on Solana is that if there comes a point in time in which you notice that the previous point of resistance fails to hold as support, that's when the macro cooldown or the macro pullback is on the way. And so I do believe Solana will continue to rally as it is up until the point that that back test fails. And that's how you're going to be able to recognize, like, oh shit, we're probably going into a cooldown phase for Solana. It might just relax a little bit. It might pull back quite substantially. It's probably going to end this little rally that it's been on for the last few weeks. And at that given point, it's a good time to start to consider maybe taking a little bit of profits, or if you feel excluded from Solana and you've not been in it, waiting for it to start putting in some of those lows, waiting for HG Algo to flash, waiting for some of these types of moments to happen on HG Algo, and then getting prepared to start buying some more Solana as it does go into that cooldown or pullback that will inevitably happen at some point. And so I hope you kind of understand what I'm saying here. It could continue to rally. I'm not saying that now's the time to sell everything. I'm not saying now's the time to even necessarily take profits if you don't want to. What I am saying is that it will likely continue this up until the point that this fails. Once that back test fails, it's probably going to go into that bigger cooldown, and you need to be prepared for it, and you need to have a game plan ready for when that moment in time does happen. Now, if you do want to trade Solana yourself, whether it's going long or whether that's shorting it on leverage, leverage, you can use Margex down in the description below. You will get a couple $100 as the deposit bonus if you do deposit with my link. You also don't have to KYC, meaning you don't have to give them any personal information, and you also don't need to use a VPN from anywhere in the world. You can just deposit funds on the platform and immediately start trading with leverage as you would like, which is one of the best platforms in my opinion for doing so. And so with that in mind, as I mentioned before, you need to have a plan, you need to have a strategy, but things are looking absolutely phenomenal, and I'm so happy that what we've been saying about Solana is coming to fruition. I believe a 500 Solana is on the way. A $500 Solana is on the way. Maybe not this year, maybe sometime next year. I don't know when, but I do think it's going to happen, and we're going to be able to say I told you so, because we've been buying Solana from $20 here on the channel. So if you do enjoy these types of updates and these types of videos, make sure you always let me know by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel if you are new. I am going to do a live stream later today, so make sure you come by for that and come hang out. We always get a little bit wild and reckless in there, so make sure you come check it out, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.